Welcome to the Realizations Podcast. I'm Andrea Gordon, your host, and I'm excited to explore the world of real estate with you. In a world where perceptions often overshadow reality, Realizations seeks to redefine what it means to be a realtor. Join me as we peel back the layers of the industry, uncovering inspiring stories and celebrating the good in real estate. Whether you're a homeowner, a fellow realtor, or simply curious, this podcast is for you. Welcome to Realizations, where perceptions meet reality. Let's dive right in. Welcome, everyone. This is Andrea Gordon, and I am here with Realizations Podcast. The goal of the podcast is to educate the American public on what it is we as realtors do, why our jobs are important, and why it's very, very important that people understand the depth and breadth of how we affect the economy, how we affect our cities, how we affect legislation in our cities, how we affect really just the economy of the whole United States. It's a very, very large industry. And I think people are not really aware of what all is involved. You can't just push a button and buy a house. It doesn't work like that. Anyway, today I'm very, very happy to have Sunny Singh here with me. He is a realtor in Southern California. Sunny, welcome.
Thank you so much. First of all, pleasure and honor to be a guest on your podcast. And like you said, yes, helping people to buy or sell real estate, it takes a lot of background work. It's like saying, because my dad was in the Air Force, so I can say that one pilot is flying the plane, but there are 400 men involved to make sure that plane is flying smoothly and landing smoothly. So
Excellent.
that's the way real estate is. This takes a lot of work behind the scene. Many times we don't show it, and that's our job. Yes.
And one of the things I really admire about you is the amount of media attention you're able to get for your business. That's a large part, for those of you who are realtors listening to this podcast, Sunny could teach a lot of us how to move forward in our work as far as marketing and media and making sure that we get the word out about what it is we do. Because part of our problem as realtors is that we haven't expressed what we do out to the American public. Therefore, they think we do nothing and just drive around in Cadillacs and drink champagne and eat caviar and say crappy things about our clients. And the reality is, we work very hard for our clients. We care about them. We are their fiduciary. We work so hard to make sure that their transactions go smoothly, that we've given them good service, and that they feel comfortable referring us to their friends and family. So, Sunny, tell us a little bit about how you got into real estate, how you decided to do what you do. You were even a motivational speaker. I'd love to hear about that as well.
So real estate, I never chose real estate. Real estate chose me. And why I say that, because I was for 13 years, I'm still in the hotel industry. For 13 years, I was only part of a hotel industry. I started my career when mortgage was down. Like, I was before that, I used to, in 2007, 2008, I used to be a branch coordinator. So if you know loan origination and underwriting team, so I used to be the main person there to coordinating all this thing between the origination and the underwriting team. So, but in 2007, 2008, when the market crashed, slowly, we all started losing a job. In 2011, I was staying with my in-laws, and that was 2 months. I was looking for a job, and suddenly I saw in a paper one ad about the hotel job as a hotel manager in San Bernardino. So that time, I had no knowledge how hotel things work, but they hired me after interview a manager position. They also gave me a accommodation, so which was my main requirement that time. I don't want to live with my in-laws, and so I wanted my 3-year-old, who was my son. I want to raise him, and that accommodation helped me a lot. Long story short, ultimately, what happened is when I got the job, I actually saw the how hotel works, and that was surprising to me. First of all, the hotel I was hired, it was not very up keep hotel, and a lot of prostitution and drug dealing was happening that time. And I told myself, coming from an Air Force background, that I'm not going to keep this happen. Either I will clean this place because I cannot raise my 3-year-old in this environment. So
Mm-hmm.
I actually started bothering them by they know that if I know that there's certain room prostitution is happening right away, I will call that room if drug dealing. So I will go and knock on the door. Sometime I have to play smartly that hey, I've called the police because as per the cameras, there are things happening and cops are coming.
Wow.
So it was risky things for 6 months, of course. It took 6 months completely for everything to be out because they were there for a long time. I am the new guy. They are not.
Mm-hmm.
So, but down the line, they all respect when they see that you are not polluting. You're not doing something wrong. So people will, when you don't pollute your environment, people will salute you for that. Initially, they will give hard time, but right now, those people understand that, okay, he's not going to tolerate all this thing. Yes, I got a number of warning. I got situation where people came to hit me also, but
Mm.
somehow I believe in karma and God, and somehow somebody came to help me.
Oh my
I don't
Lord.
have to raise my single hand anytime to protect myself.
Wow.
So in 2018, I wanted to invest. And I told the owners that, hey, you guys offered me that you will, that time I had no money and you wanted me to be a partner, but now I have money. Can you give me the partnership? They strictly said, no, we will not give you the partnership. You have left the train. So I said, okay, no problem. Then I actually contacted, I saw one apartment was in Highland and it was in my budget. So I called that hey, I want to buy this apartment all cash. And the guy said, not the full apartment, one condominium.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy said, if you want to buy one condominium, why don't you have that much cash? Why don't you think of a house? I said, can you help me? Because I had no knowledge. And he's like, yeah, come to my office. So his office was in Fontana City. I right away, I said, can I come right now? He said, yeah, of course, come right now. So I went all with my document. He wanted a few documents, tax return, all those. And he's like, he first of all was surprised that somebody just called me and just appeared in front of him. So for him as a cash kind of high cash buyer for that apartment, condominium, or guy with the bigger down payment. But I had no knowledge. I thought, man, I need this guy help. So long story short, 20 days of looking around, we finally found our first house. And I was, on my culture, I'm coming from India, is we
Mm-hmm.
have to be grateful for the person who helped you to achieve.
Mm-hmm.
So I invited the gentleman realtor that please let me know where I can take you and your family for lunch or dinner because we
Mm-hmm.
really feel grateful for your help. He was like, I am doing real estate from 20 years. I have never seen a buyer taking a realtor. I have always seen a realtor taking a buyer. So we became friend, of course. And then one time I was at his place and we were having a glass of scotch or something. And he said, Sunny, have you ever thought of coming to doing real estate? I said, I don't know how this thing work.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said, why don't you come? Because they used to do that time Mike Ferry expired script and Mike Ferry, if you know Mike Ferry,
Yeah,
yeah,
very well.
yeah. So he said, make sure you be there by 7 because we will be doing something and we prospecting and I want to be a part of it. And being in a hotel, first of the month is my reporting day. So that day I have to wake up like 4 a.m., make sure I finish all the reports by 5:30 and then go to Rancho Cucamonga where his office was. So I went
Mm-hmm.
there, everybody with a handset calling. So I first asked him, is it a call center? Like you guys do, how you do real estate and there's I see people on the call. Because remember, in India, all the American company, British company, Canadian company, they opened their call center back in the days.
Right, right, right,
And
right.
I was like, then he's like, no, just observe all those things. So for 4 hours, the gentleman Dario Rodriguez and Susie Rodriguez, they showed me in their one. They had a one office inside, and outside there were a lot of agents who were making call. So
Mm-hmm.
then after 4 hours, he said, "Can you do this?" Because the script was kind of easy. He already gave me that I'm calling about this expired listing you have. What's your next plan and what you will
Mm-hmm.
do after this and all those things. So he said, "Can you make this now? You can call me call." I was not an agent, so he said, "You will work as my kind of assistant, but we'll help
Mm-hmm.
you out." And then that time I said, "Yeah, like, but remember, people on the other side can abuse. can, a lot of time, ladies here outside, you will see they're crying. They might say something which I said doesn't matter. People can say whatever they have to say. It's their upbringing. I am not going to reply the same way. I'll hang up the phone. It's so easy. So he's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
So then
You have to
ultimately I
persevere.
think,
You have to be able to keep going, right?
yes, yes. And I don't care. If somebody is abusing you, that is their upbringing. You don't have to show the same thing. So
Exactly.
then within 2 weeks, I actually got 4 leads. We converted two in the appointments, and two actually, that two were, no, four into appointments, and two we got it. First was a mobile home, second was a, single family. And
Mm-hmm.
with the help of him, we were able to sell it. Of course, I was not a licensed agent, but I was helping him as an assistant. And then he said, see, if you had a license, you would have made this much money.
Right.
Until you are working as a manager, you have to work for whole 30 days to generate this kind of income. This
Right.
two sale, even if you have done 50-50 with me, you got so much.
Right.
That opened my eyes. So they had, luckily, when destination is built for you, something is for you, the universe fully support you.
I
And so
agree.
that time happened. There was a class going on in the same premises by one of the realtors. He was conducting real estate school. Her class just started. Like I missed one part of it, but he highly recommended that, and she accepted me. And there also, Tuesday, I have to be there in the evening time because once a week they have a class, and they gave me three books. And normally the class is 90 days. She was able to finish for me, I think 60 less days or something. So she was like, you already got it. I don't know how come. But I have done master in finance and
Mm-hmm.
master in commerce. So for me, it was not tough.
You have two master's degrees.
No, one. So
One.
commerce and finance both were together. There was a
Got
subject.
it. Got it. Got it. Okay.
So that was easy for me. So I got my license. So she still remember and she still give my example whenever she's teaching kids, and she follow me on social media. So I told myself that if I get the license in first time, because I'm hearing the guy who trained me, he was got the license full time. Other people in the office full time. The moment I went there, and people like, oh, this is my fifth time. I said, if I'm not clearing one time, I will just stay where I am and I will leave this dreaming. You know, it's
Mm-hmm.
good, money is there, but I'm not going to waste my time. God was there also kind to me. And on 12th of February, 2 days before Valentine's Day in 2020, when people are in a COVID situation, I get the license. And, and
Yeah.
I'm
What a
already
weird
had
time to get your license. Jeez Louise. Okay.
Yeah, so I got the license. Now I'm trying to sign that thing that have you had 14 days any COVID symptoms and all those things. I forgot the
Mm-hmm.
form. It's P something every time you're showing the house. So ultimately that way I landed and I become a realtor. So I
Wow.
think it was meant for me.
That's see, you scratch a realtor, you find somebody usually who's done something else for a very long time. I taught at different universities and directed theater forever and worked at different advertising agencies. And that's how I ended up over time getting into real estate. And someday, Sunny, I'll tell you my story, but today is about you. So
One
you've
second,
become,
before you go, you look like a teacher. Your personality has the professor teacher look. I was going to ask before. Yeah.
yeah, you can't escape it. When you're a nerd forever. Anyway, um, so Sunny, you also are a motivational speaker, and tell us a little bit about that.
So, I always tell people that my motto is spread happiness. If you've seen my videos, I always end up like spread happiness, spread kindness, and don't forget to dance. So it has a very big meaning. Most of the, let's start say why spread happiness. Spreading happiness is you'd never know your smile can change somebody's days, somebody that day.
Yeah.
Imagine somebody's just coming from a hospital after like many days in the hospital, and they see you're smiling or doctor smiling. That is giving them some kind of ray of shine that, okay, after this also I have a life. So,
Mm-hmm.
and smile also keep you younger. Your skin looks good. So always spread happiness, not for other people, but for yourself, because it's open everything inside.
Mm-hmm.
Why spread kindness? If you're in a position to be kind to somebody, if God gave you something that you can maybe their time, maybe you're a boss, you have to be kind to your employee, be kind to them, but if you have some wealth and you can help somebody in the time of need, be kind at that time, because kindness goes a long way.
Mm-hmm.
And don't forget to dance, is why I say that. Many times we are alive in a body, but after 30, I have seen many people like walking dead. So if you're
Mm-hmm.
alive, show the world why you're alive. Always walk chest up, chin up, and have faith that if you're alive, there's a reason that you're alive. So that's the reason I show that. Don't forget to dance.
I love that. That's wonderful. So you mentioned that you have a son. Is that correct? And
He is now 16-year-old, yes.
wow. Wow. So when you were in the dangerous situation in the San Bernardino hotel, he was 2 and now he's 16.
He was
Is
three. He was three that time,
he was
yeah.
3 and is he going to follow in your footsteps?
So till last year, he said he will be a realtor. Now he's aiming for film side, photography side. Sometimes he's saying that I will be Air Force pilot. So my dad also gave me this freedom that, I'll let you decide what you want. So we
Yeah.
never forced them what he want. And ultimately, if he like my profession is fine, but I want him to be happy, because I tell people, do the job which you can do without money. You know,
Yeah.
I'm sure you like podcast. You're not doing to get some business. You can do it to teach people, make an impact on the society. And that's the reason there's a shine on your face. But if you're doing for some other reason, they will be like, I'm just doing it for attract customer. That
Yeah.
shows. So, ultimately, I want him to do what he can feel good about it. If he want to
Right.
be a film director, producer, go ahead, do it. There is nothing bad in this world doing. Even people became millionaire. I know in India, there's a guy who was selling scraps, and he is now a very big industrialist.
Yeah. Yeah. Very, very cool. So when you are working in real estate, do you have a team? Tell us a little bit about your structure in your business.
So of course, I have closed my team recently because of course we cannot feed right now. The market was slow. We all
Mm-hmm.
know that. So I decided. Plus, I still had two hotel responsibility on my shoulder. I'm glad
Mm-hmm.
my wife helped me in one, and
Mm-hmm.
one I just last month I took 100% my share from them, and
Mm-hmm.
because I want to focus more on real estate, and it was
Got it.
taking. I always believe that we can do everything, but sometime after some time you realize that I think focus is, if I focus on real estate fully, it's better than slowly giving myself out of hotel industry.
Got it. Got it. Okay. And when you are focusing on real estate, recent times, as you know, there have been all these commission lawsuits and what have you. Has that affected your business at all?
I always believe that your business is your mindset. Nothing can affect you till the time you're not letting that come in. So, of course, you have to be aware about laws and rules. Like, it's like sailing in a water, but the boat is only going to like sink if you let that water come inside, if you make a hole in the boat.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it's not. So, same way our business and our life is. Yes, there is fire going on, everything you should know that. And if it's really bad situation, try to protect yourself, but it's all your mindset. I think my business this year is better than last year.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I will not say monetarily I got affected. I did more numbers. This time I have
Mm-hmm.
more listing. But
Right.
there is a situation, God teaches you. I have right now five listing. Out of five, my three sellers are in a lawsuit. So
Oh,
I'm
dear.
learning something different, which I
Mm-hmm.
never had this experience. I'm
Right.
closing, and one time, same day of closing, we find out there's a judgment lien. We cannot close.
Oh, my Lord.
So those kind of story now comes more because now market is having inflation situation. So those, and in the hotel side, you see at this time a lot of credit card disputes because people don't have money. So they go, they use the hotel, and then they say that, oh, I never stayed there. So that's a sign of inflation.
Right. Right.
But
Right.
uh,
Yeah.
but we don't have to worry about it. Everything teaches you if you open your mind, and if you open this giving you something which will be benefit not right now, then down the line. But you
Right.
have to have faith that everything is happening for me, everything happening for a reason.
Right, I agree with you. Yeah, I've been doing real estate for almost 27 years. Next month it'll be 27 years. And so I've been through three economic downturns during the course of my career in real estate. And there are always indications that you can sort of feel. And it's not just your mind that sees things and reads things. You also almost physically feel what is going on in the marketplace when you're very attuned to it. And the last couple of years have been kind of hard. 2021 was a very, very good year in real estate. I think that people were extremely worried about, COVID, et cetera, in 2019 and 2020. I think 2021, people started to feel like good things could happen. And also there was a rush to have a home, to feel connected, what have you. And people paid a lot of money in 2021 for houses. And what I have seen recently, like in 27 years, almost 27 years, I've never been in a lawsuit, and I've been a top producing realtor the entire time. And for the first time in 27 years, I had two buyers who felt like the seller had, quote unquote, failed to disclose something, which wasn't true, by the way, but I feel like it's what they call buyer's remorse. And in talking to different risk management attorneys at different firms on this podcast, I've discovered that this is like an epidemic of lawsuits that are occurring right now. Okay.
Anyways, people like genuine and real person, you know. Oh, so cute. How old?
He's just under 3 years old.
Oh, wow. He reminds me of I have a Labrador, and he similar a little bit. I have a yellow lab.
All right, we'll start again. Let me count down three, two, one. I don't know where we were.
So
I
you're
was,
saying about the adversity
yeah,
and the
yeah,
situation. So
yeah.
yeah, when you say 3, 2, 1, we'll go from there. Yeah.
Three, two, one.
So, I want to talk on that thing which you mentioned about adversity. So, adversity can break some men and women, and adversity is the same. How you take adversity you can break through it. Depend
Mm-hmm.
upon you how you take adversity.
Yeah. I loved
Yes.
your boat analogy. I love the idea that you can be a boat, and it's only if you let the water in that you can end up in real problems. Yes.
So same way is adversity, take it as positive that okay, see, you will not enjoy if the whole time is a day. It has to be some night so you can rest and sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Same way, you cannot think that business will be always good, good, good.
Right.
Then what is happening is you take it for granted. Then you'll not
Right.
serve the customer the same heart. Maybe, I am getting it. Okay, sit down, relax. In Miami Beach, I'm getting business and all, you know. So the
Yeah,
best
right.
thing is something has to come to make us moving,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like same, I give you one perfect example. If we just sit down on our couch and watch Netflix, that's the best thing. But is that thing giving us something? Nothing. We
Right.
will be gain a lot of fat that time. We'll be just sit down. We are not moving. So the best thing is exercise, move, work hard, and ultimately you will enjoy the life. Otherwise, we came for in this world for what? And we are gone. No one knew that we were here. You know?
Right, right. Make a difference. It's
Yeah.
important to make a difference out in the world with what you do. And we do make a difference every day with what we do in real estate. We're always meeting people when they're at very, very interesting and challenging points in their lives. Someone's died, someone's gotten married, somebody's had a kid, somebody's kids have gone to college, somebody has gotten a new job, somebody's lost their job. We're always at extreme transition points in people's lives in real estate when you think about it, unless you focus solely on investors who are really doing it just to make money. You're always having to be there and deal with extreme situations of varying kinds. And it's part of our job. It's part of what we need to learn to do. And it's a bit of a minefield out there because of all the different regulations and laws, what have you. Especially here in California, we have tons of them compared to other states. One of the fascinating things for me in doing this podcast is talking to realtors in places like Tennessee or South Dakota, and they'll, different places their contract is only 6 pages long, or or they, things are done on a handshake. There are no point of sale ordinances. There's no, there's a lot of stuff. Or they sell the house, and then at the very end of the transaction, an attorney comes in and takes over and does absolutely everything. So it's a very different world out there in different states. I'm actually really glad to practice real estate in California, because our job is much more, as far as I can tell, for the most part, it's much more involved here. But again, I may be wrong on that. There are probably other states that I haven't talked to people in who where they handle things similarly to what we do. So, question I have for you, you are an immigrant to this country. You came from India. How old were you when you came here?
How was what for
How
me?
old were you when you came here?
20, when I first came, I was 24 for the mortgage thing I was telling you. And
Mm-hmm.
then when that job left, so I left, and then I came back in 27, finally, permanently moved here. Yeah.
Wow. Do you still have lots of family in India?
Yes, my dad is in Pune, which is close to Mumbai, and I
Mm-hmm.
have my siblings there. My wife's side, everybody is here already. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
all in-law side is here, but my side, I'm the only one here.
Wow. I see you have made a whole life for yourself in coming to this country. I love immigrants. My family also, my dad's family was from Russia and my mom's family was from Iceland. And I feel like when you come from a background of immigrants, you work harder because you have nothing, and you have to, I mean, my people came here with the clothes on their back. And so I really love that. I love that. And I love that you chose to be in America. That's a beautiful thing to me.
If you know, America is a nation of immigrant.
Yes.
America is, if you talk about real American, then they're native Indian. That those are the only. Otherwise, we all came from, and America is the only land where it's called your dreams come true, and that's a reality. We can
Hmm.
see that. We can come to go to any nation. I give you example of India. Okay, the moment I left India, that time I have to work 10 years to have this kind of life. But in America, if you work 1 year, you can have those life right here. Now India is also developed. India is now, many things have changed. I'm talking about
Hmm.
when I left India permanently
Right.
13, 14 years ago.
Wow.
And it's all about the beauty infrastructure. The laws are so good. You have problem, you call 911, there is a response. So safety is one thing. You can raise your kids here. The schooling system is nice. You have a freedom of speech. You have freedom of to practice your religion. You have freedom of unlimited freedom here. And sometime if you're complaining in America that your life is not good, then there is some problem in you. You know.
I agree wholeheartedly. It's a very, very tiny violin that people are playing when you are not feeling like America is a good place, because it really, I love this country. I love everything about this country. And my own personal politics, I live in Berkeley, California. I'm a left-leaning liberal Democrat, and I believe in freedom of speech, and I believe in freedom for all. And this I'm filled with excitement and also anxiety around the election, undoubtedly, like everyone is. But I do believe that if in my lifetime I see a female president, it will be such a wonderful, wonderful thing, especially a person of color, because this country has been hard on people who are of color. And I would love to see that change entirely everywhere, so that the children growing up don't have any sort of racism, any sort of bad feeling towards anyone who's any different than them. And I think that will be a big step if that happens. That's my own belief. Um, but at the same time, I also believe that everybody has the right to believe what they want to believe. And I think that that's the glory and the beauty of this country. In terms of, hmm?
I want to say something. So, when people say, I have never felt in this country, even when I came when I was 24-year old, I always see people smiling. I always see that not a single place. I've been to so many states, Minnesota, North Dakota, Utah, and you name it. I was in Miami I just came on Monday. So I never saw that anywhere I did not get what I, if you deserve it, this country is ready to give you, you know.
Right.
And but
Right.
like you can see that when I was in DC, I'm a board of director for Asian Real Estate Association of America.
Awesome.
They took us from underground channel to the DC, in the DC, and then they let us meet the representative, which we were there to meet, you know.
Hmm.
So I not a single point in 13, 14 years have felt that this country is racial towards me. And you can see that I'm a person of a color. My name is also not American name. So, but I will never say that this country has not given me, whether I check into the hotel, whether going in a flight. It's all about how, if you are making some, like, you know, some comment or something, but this country, people accept you, right? When I was coming right now in my Sunday flight, no, I was Thursday, actually, my flight back to Phoenix, and then from Phoenix, I was coming. I'm next to me was a doctor, yeah, American doctor, right next to me, and we had such a wonderful conversation. We exchanged numbers. So, you know, it's all about, in America, people accept other people, you know. In other country, I will not say accept people. In America, they just want to hear your story. They care, you know, they care. And actually, I made 5,000 people dance in on my EXP event. On EXP event, I made 5,000 people dance on a song which they don't even know the meaning. I know the
That's
meaning, but
great.
they were not even aware. And America wants, like, you know, like they just want to know, like, you know, what is the purpose? Like, you, I don't know, you can see or not,
I can
but
see it. I can see
you
it.
will see
You
after
got all
some
the people
time,
dancing. That's great.
they all will come and they all will dance here. And you know, and they don't even know what's the meaning of this song. So this
And
is the
what was the
perfect
meaning of the song?
example. So it's a perfect example of, you know, America is not racist. I have never felt it. You know, I work in a hotel also. Yes, if you're kicking somebody out from the hotel because they were doing something wrong, sometimes someone say, go back to your country, you know. So I said, okay, this is my country, you know. So
Yeah,
because
right.
you're kicking somebody out who were doing something wrong, you know,
Hmm.
those
Hmm.
kind of situation. Otherwise, a normal, like a teacher, I don't think you have ever in your life, even if you felt something, you told someone that, hey, go back to your country, or not. Because a person upbringing, you know, share a story here. And this is a very good, I tell people on my speech also, that in a London, there is a taxi driver who is a
Hmm.
6 feet tall man, and he has an Indian turban and all, you know, Indian Sikh. And
Hmm.
there is a major from UK Army, and he's behind, and he's taking him somewhere, his destination. He's at the green light, at the light, waiting for the light to turn green.
Right.
And as soon as his light turns green, he start his taxi. And suddenly a guy in his BMW comes. He had a red light, but he still comes and gives some scratch or something happens. They both come out of the car. The BMW guy started cursing him all good words, mother, father, whatever he has to
Right,
say,
right, right,
he
right,
said.
right.
And then this guy is like this. So the youth, then it was very surprising for the guy who was a major of UK Army. You know, he's like, dude, you are 6 feet tall. That guy was short. You would have said something or hit him, you know, something you would have done. So he said very powerful word there, that when the world leave their house nowadays, they carry their garbage and they're looking to throw that garbage at you. Now it's up to you. Do you want their garbage, or do you want to say, Namaste, take your garbage back? So,
Right.
you know, we don't know. Because the moment I would have said the same thing, what that gentleman was saying, I'm accepting his garbage.
Correct.
So why to
Correct.
accept? And this is all talk about the upbringing you are raised in.
Hmm.
Any If you're raised in India, Iceland, or Switzerland, or any part of the world, there are good people and bad people.
Right.
We can see our own hand. My finger is not same. This is my part of the body, but this is short, this is tall, some things. So there is a difference in my own finger, but I need this to come hold something. So this is
Hmm.
the way the world is. You need everybody in this world. You cannot say that why this finger is not like this. No, this is the beauty
Hmm.
of the world. If everybody is good, then why the police and army required? The world is running because there are good people and there are bad people.
Right. There's always good and
Yeah.
evil.
So,
Absolutely.
and coming to back to the America for me was never racist. I've never felt any kind like people said something or where I felt like, man, why did she use that word?
Well,
No.
Sunny, I mean, the other thing is you bring positivity with you wherever you go. So how are people going to be negative towards you when you bring so much positivity to the moment that you're in? Absolutely. I love that you're part of, now, what is your organization's you said the acronym, but what does it stand for?
Stand for, voice for Asian people, so
Hmm.
kind of, it's an organization which talk about any injustice if it's done to in Asian people. Nowadays is not, but when the
Hmm.
organization was made that time, there was rules that Asian people cannot buy some part of the world,
Hmm.
something, some part of
So it's
America.
specific to real estate. It's like do you know Christoph Shu or Herman Chan or because we have it's just an organization here that's specific to Asian American real estate agents. Is it the same is it the same organization?
It's kind of Asian real estate. Yeah, I think it's the same thing. If you're talking about Asian and America, then it's the same thing
Yeah.
because has to be a voice for people. We have to be, and that's not only the Asian people. We take wherever there's an injustice happening, you can
Hmm.
go and represent. And so this time when I was in DC and I talked to my main motive was removing the alien word because
Hmm.
we cannot use alien for
Hmm.
somebody who's a human. There's nobody so that, so there's, if you see in some government form, there's a word alien, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
wanted that word to be removed. No human should be called like an alien.
I
We all
agree.
should be, you can address them others, you can address them Indian American, you can address them Chinese, Korean, but no alien. So that was my main thing. I went to DC and it was they were already doing something, but it's always, you have to bring that topic. What is
Do you see, for those of you who are listening to this, it's it's so far reaching the things we have to deal with in real estate because all of these things that affect all of us in society get represented in real estate eventually in one way or another. And so Sunny, thank you for your service. I believe that everybody should join boards if they possibly can, because the only way you can make a change is if you go out there and try and make a change. And you're much more powerful when you're in a group like an organization, like an association of realtors. And many realtors are involved with their associations. And we do make legislative changes. We meet with our government officials. We talk to them about different laws that they're thinking about legislating. We talk to them about the ramifications of choices that they're making and what it could do to the public in relationship to real estate and how it affects the economy in our area. So more power to you for that. Um, I think that just to close, what would you like our viewers to, well, first off, where can our viewers find you in Southern California if they want to buy some real estate or sell some?
It's very easy. They can call me on my number 909-233-0756. I love to help anybody in Southern California. I live in Highland area, but I go all over. I don't call myself a local realtor. I'm not a local realtor. I try to help. And second thing, they can find me on Instagram, Happy and Lucky Man. Many times people told me to change it to real estate, but I keep it same way, Happy and Lucky Man. And Facebook, my Sunny Randhir Singh. That's my Facebook. I have a YouTube channel. It's always sunny in California. And LinkedIn is there with Sunny Randhir Singh. So there are different ways they can. And I'm working on my YouTube. You can see that passive prospecting right behind me, which is there.
Hmm.
So I'm working on my YouTube right now. So by next year, it will be have more than 100 videos there.
That is super awesome. You have been just a delight. I really like you. And I know who to call if I have somebody that I need to refer into that area. Thank you for your time today. This has been a very interesting conversation.
Thank you so much for having me. And remember, we have to end it, if you'll allow, in my way, how to end this. Are you ready? Uh,
Yes.
Can you stand up, or you can be there if you
I'll just
want?
do it here.
Okay, just
Woo!
move your right hand like this. Spread happiness, spread
Yeah.
kindness, spread
Yeah.
kindness, and don't forget to dance.
Awesome, my friend. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you for joining me on this episode of the Realizations Podcast. I hope our conversation has shed light on the true essence of real estate and the people behind it. As we wrap up, I want to extend my gratitude to our listeners for their support and engagement. Your feedback drives the heart of this podcast, and I look forward to continuing this journey with you. If you enjoyed today's episode, please consider subscribing to the Realizations Podcast and leaving a review. Your support helps us reach more listeners and spread our message of positivity in the real estate industry. Until next time, remember to keep an open mind, embrace empathy, and always seek the good in every situation. I'm Andrea Gordon signing off from Realizations. See you next time.